Okay, we are doing a fire theme tutorial. One of them will be on white because we are doing brighter colors. And remember, having white behind them is going to make it more of a flame. I have the basic colors red, yellow, and orange, so more realistic flame. And then on this one, I'm going to be doing a cool cat eye flame on it. So, same technique, two different ways.
All your shellacs are in there, right?
Yeah, this one.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. So I started with that base smile line, and now I'm just pulling up some horns from it and kind of giving it a little bit of a curve. I think of Maleficent when I do this. Also, I like the matte background because it makes the flame stand out more. So there's the first flame. Then you can just envision the flame coming up next to it. No two flames are the same. Made that one a little fatter and wider than this one. I'm just going to give more of a belly too, because it's the biggest one. Okay, and then off the side of this one, you could even take it and make a bigger belly and go off of it. It's really just whatever you feel in the moment when you're doing it. Okay, and then usually there's like a little flame off of it. And then just kind of fine tune that tip to the other flames. They should all be going into one direction. Just make sure, kind of like when we dam the nail, make sure that that damming is really good along the cuticle line so that it looks crisp and clean. And there is my flame. Now I'm going to cure it for a minute. The reason I'm doing it for a minute is because it's a bigger space on the nail. And the paint that I used is a little thicker. Okay, so moving on to the white one. So we're going to start with the yellow. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're not going to go as high on the side. Start with the yellow along the bottom. Maybe we'll zoom this in a little bit so you can see better. So don't go quite as high because this is just the bottom of the flame. Same idea with the other one. Just bringing it up. This would be the same thing if you were doing it from the free edge. So I like to do my 3-color flame while everything is still wet. So I'm going to start pulling up kind of like baby flames of this. I'm just going to pull up some baby flames in the yellow. So just like what we just did with the blue. Except I'm going to get more detailed at the top with the other colors. This is just the base color. Just make sure there's no weird areas down here. You want them to kind of be at a peak as well as being at a peak at the tip. Okay, and then come in with the orange. And you're going to kind of go over the yellow. Mind you, it's still wet. The darkest part's going to be at the bottom, and then it goes lighter. And this is something that I wouldn't touch up anything until I was done because I'm probably going to like how it looks. So I'm not touching up anything until I can see the whole thing together. I do want those nice crisp parts though, so. And then in this area, I'm going to kind of blend the yellow with the orange to give it that ombre look of it bleeding into the darker color. Do it down here too to kind of give it less of a sharp look to it. And as you're doing this, you're kind of bringing that yellow up into there to where it blends really well. You might have to wipe your brush because you might have a little bit too much yellow on it. So take your orange and continue what you were doing over there. And again, come back here and just kind of, am I covering it? Blend the two together. I like how that's kind of, there we go. Okay, and I'm gonna give this a little bit more of a belly here. Didn't quite look right. All right. So now you can take a little bit of the orange down. You can pull a little bit of the yellow up. Whatever suits your fancy. Maybe even put some of the orange into the yellow. And then you're going to do the same thing that we did on the other one. You're going to take the red and really finely outline that orange. And then at the tip, you're going to push a little bit harder with that red. That's the heat of the flame. Again, it's still wet. It has not been cured. Those are my tools. The reason we don't cure is because we want it to blend. We want it to look like it all came together. And now you're gonna have those other flames that come off of this flame that go kind of do their own thing. Now if you want these to have a little orange in them, you can do it right now while you're working with the red. I just sneak a little bit of orange in there so that you still kind of get the same effect. Excuse me. Maybe one in here. A little bit of orange. Okay, so if you want to go back in and kind of drag a little bit of the orange and the red together to kind of give it more definition, you can. Or if you feel like you're really happy with how it looks, cure it. My theory is the more you play with it, the more you're going to get angry with yourself later. So just kind of call it at some point so that you're not really frustrated when you ruin the whole thing. Okay, so that's how I would cure it. Okay, so now with this one, this layer is going to be the magnetic layer. I'm gonna put, you're just kind of tracing it again with the cat eye polish over what you just did. And again, paying attention to that cuticle line. Nice and sharp, beautiful lines around the cuticle. Because people's eyes are going to be drawn to the artwork. So you want everything around that artwork to be crisp and clean. Okay. Before I cure, I'm going to do a little bit of magnetic fun to it. I'm just watching it to see where I want that magnetic flame, and I think I'm going to have it down here lower. Okay, and then I'm going to cure it for a minute. So there's our flame. So easy, right? And I'm going to go back over it with a shiny top coat over the flame, leaving this matte top coat to be not shiny so that it stands out more. Same thing with this cat eye. We're going to go over the flame, but not into the black. And there's a little glitter in there. Silly. So there you have it. And when all else fails, you're welcome to use stickers or sliders. They can save your life. Maybe you can even find a stamp that works just as well and you can touch it up. But have fun with it.